Let's dive right into it. First up, Khamzat Chimaev is in serious trouble, and not just with fans or other fighters, but with his own people. The drama around him has exploded, and it's not just about trash talk anymore. People are calling his behavior flat-out disrespectful, not just professionally but culturally too. At the center of it all, Paulo Costa. Things between them have gone way past a typical fight build-up. This is personal now. Costa had hinted before that something inappropriate happened behind the scenes, and now he's laid it all out. In a recent interview, Costa opened up about what Khamzat actually did, and it shocked the MMA world. According to Costa, Khamzat didn't just throw insults, he went as far as messaging Costa's wife privately, and not just harmless jokes. Khamzat told her to find a better man and kept sending messages that Costa described as straight-up insane. This wasn't fight hype, this was personal, and now Khamzat's paying the price, especially back home. He's from the Caucasus region where values like pride, honor, and especially respect for family run deep. Messaging another man's wife in secret, that's not just seen as wrong, it's seen as an insult to everything they stand for. In that culture, you deal with issues face to face, man to man. What Khamzat did, that's being seen as weak, cowardly, and shameful. That backlash is now reaching his own doorstep in Chechnya. The criticism isn't coming from random fans on Twitter anymore, it's coming from his own people. That says a lot. Meanwhile, Paulo Costa isn't letting it go. In fact, he's fired up. He says he's focused and ready to bring back the wild, unpredictable version of himself that fans used to love, the swing and bang Paulo Costa from his earlier UFC days. This weekend he's facing Roman Kopylov. Costa says he's going to dominate, and once that's done, he wants Khamzat next. No more back and forths online, no more interviews. He wants to settle it with fists. Right now, people aren't really watching Costa. He's been out of the spotlight, but one great performance, that could change everything. If he shows up like he used to, like the Paulo who stormed through the middleweight division, he might force the world to pay attention again. Costa put it simply, does it matter if he wins his fight or not? Doesn't matter, we need to fight. He said very bad things to my girl in the DMS. This is personal. I feel angry just hearing his name. When asked what Khamzat actually said, Costa didn't hold back. Yeah, dirty things like you should look for a better man. Stuff like that. Dirt. This isn't something a real man, a confident man would do. Why not message me? Why her? This isn't just trash talk, it's about respect and the lack of it. If these two end up fighting, it won't just be about rankings, it'll be about pride, and it's going to be explosive. Now let's shift to another huge topic. Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo are openly questioning if Dustin Poirier is really going to retire after UFC 318. The UFC has been promoting this event as Dustin's farewell. Full of highlight reels, emotional quotes, and interviews, everything points to this being the end of the road. But Usman and Cejudo aren't buying it, and they might be right. Let's be real, if Dustin goes in there and beats Max Holloway, especially if it's a clear win, how's he supposed to walk away from that? That kind of win throws him straight back into the title mix. Right now, Ilia Topuria is the lightweight champ. He's on fire. He's got the skills, the confidence, and the spotlight. A fight between Poirier and Topuria, that would be huge. Not just a headliner, we're talking legacy fight, career-defining moment, and a massive payday. And for someone like Dustin, who's been in this game forever, that kind of opportunity is hard to turn down. So if he beats Holloway, don't be surprised if he stays. But what if he loses? That's where Cejudo and Usman have their biggest doubts. They don't think he'll retire on a loss. When you've been at the top for this long, it's hard to go out that way. There's always that voice saying, I've got one more in me. Cejudo put it simply, if Holloway wins, I don't think Dustin says goodbye. I just don't. Then someone asked, how truthful do you think Dustin is when he says he's done? Usman just laughed. Look at me, he said. How many times did I retire? It's true. In MMA, retirement almost never sticks. Fighters walk away, but one fight, one call, one offer, and they're back. So is UFC 318 Dustin's final chapter, or just another twist in a story that's still being written? We'll see. Now here's some breaking news. Jon Jones might be coming back. Yep. After vacating the heavyweight title and stepping away from fighting, Jon Jones is back in the USADA testing pool. And this is all happening just as Donald Trump announced there will be a UFC card at the White House. Fans weren't sure at first if Jones was serious, but Dana White confirmed it. Jones is officially back. In a surprise airport interview with a TikTok fan, Jones said, I can't promise anything, but I've got a strong feeling I'll be on that card. I want to fight whoever's holding the belt at the end of the year. Right now, that's Tom Aspinall, but Jones didn't name names. He just said, if there's an American champ fighting at the White House, I'll put it all on the line. And guess what? There's a real chance we could see both Jon Jones and Conor McGregor fight on that same card. Yep, McGregor is back too. He confirmed it last night in an interview with The Schmo. "Things are going great," Connor said. "They're testing me. I'm in the pool." He even joked, "I thought pools were for jumping in and out, but I'm back. So get ready. Stay ready. Damage will be done." Then he smiled and said, "Oval Office. Only McGregor." Later that night, Jon Jones was at the ESPN Awards. He got on stage and spoke about his return again. "I was retired," he said. "I felt like I'd done it all. I wanted something more than just money and belts." But then came the twist. Trump's announcement about a fight at the White House lit a fire in him. Jones said, "I'm a proud American. I've got friends in the military. This isn't exactly service, but entertaining the country at the White House, that means the world to me, so I'm back." He even made fun of himself. Did I retire? Yeah, did I mean it at the time? But everyone loves a comeback, right? That moment had the crowd buzzing, and now all signs point to a historic card, with both Conor McGregor and Jon Jones returning under the White House lights. Stay tuned. This could be one of the biggest events MMA has ever seen. Let's get into the next big story. Arman Tsarukyan is making waves, and he's coming straight for the lightweight champ Ilia Topuria. After Ilia's brutal knockout win over Charles Oliveira, most of the MMA world was busy praising him, talking about how calm, sharp, and dangerous he is. But not Arman. Arman sees something else. He's not buying the hype. In fact, he's already laying out his plan to take Ilia down. Arman says Ilia might look great on the feet, but under pressure, in clinches, in the grind of grappling, he fades. He claims Ilia doesn't have the high-level ground game to survive someone like him or Islam Makhachev. In fact, Arman says it straight. We would hold him down and shut him down. And this isn't just some offhand remark. Arman's serious. He's already giving pieces of his game plan. He wants to drag Ilia into deep water, wear him down, and overwhelm him with non-stop wrestling, he admits. Yes, Ilia's dangerous when striking, but on the ground? That's where Arman believes he breaks. This feud? It's not new. These two have been throwing subtle shots at each other for a while, but now that Ilia holds the belt, everything's getting real. The heat is rising, and fans can feel it. From a style perspective, this matchup is pure fire. You've got Arman with his cardio, pressure, and elite wrestling. Then there's Ilia, icy cold, calculated boxing, one-punch power, and fight-ending calmness. It's the classic striker versus grappler. But both guys are modern, well-rounded, and elite. This would be a war. But here's the catch. Politics might slow this down. Dana White and the UFC haven't forgotten that Arman once pulled out of a main event fight against Islam Makhachev. That left a bad taste, and it's probably the reason why Arman isn't already next in line for a title shot. Still, if Arman wins one more big fight, especially against a top contender, the UFC won't be able to ignore him anymore. He'll force his way into that shot. In a recent interview, Arman didn't just throw shade, he also gave Ilia his credit. "He's a very good boxer," he said. "Hits extremely hard, clean punches, he's patient, smart, doesn't panic when he gets hit. High fight IQ, that's rare." But then came the jab. In clinches, he fades. "That's where I'll break him. He hasn't faced real wrestlers. Bryce Mitchell took him down, and Bryce isn't even elite at that. Imagine what Islam or I could do." That's the challenge. That's the fight. And whether it happens next or not, it feels like destiny. Both are young, both in their prime, and both hungry. This could be one of the biggest fights of the year. Now, a quick update that's disappointing for fight fans. UFC President Dana White has confirmed a fight cancellation that stings, especially because fans were so excited about it. At UFC Vegas 108, a promising featherweight showdown between Francis Marshall and Austin Bashi is now off the card. Why? Injury. Marshall suffered a rib injury during training, and he's been forced to pull out. And while injuries happen in this sport all the time, this one really hurts. This fight had the potential to be fireworks. Francis Marshall is known for his gritty wrestling and well-rounded skills. Austin Bashi brings wild, aggressive striking. This matchup was supposed to be chaos in the best way. But now, it's gone. At least for now. No replacement has been named yet. UFC is still scrambling to figure it out, but with the event so close, time's running out. Getting someone approved, prepared, and ready on short notice is a major challenge. This cancellation hurts both fighters' momentum too. Marshall was looking to bounce back after a loss. He needed this fight to remind people why he was once seen as a future star. And for Bashi, this was his shot. A chance to break into the rankings with a statement win. That's all on pause now. And it's not just the fighters who feel the impact. Fight cancellations mess with the whole event. The marketing, the energy, even the fans' excitement. Big pay-per-view cards usually have backups, but smaller fight night events, not so lucky. So, now the big question, what's next for Austin Bashi? Will the UFC find a last-minute replacement? Should they give a chance to a rising unknown? Or maybe call in a gritty veteran who's always ready to throw down? Let us know what you think. Who should step in? Who deserves that shot? This sport moves fast, and moments like these are where legends can be born.